Episode 6 of MobLand starts with the aftermath of Ron's car exploding. Richie is overcome with grief while Donnie speaks to Harry. He's here on behalf of Kat McAllister, but before our titular character can deal with that, word spreads across of the bombing. Gina is picked up right as her psychology exam at school starts, and she's obviously not very happy with her father about this. Harry has more important matters to deal with, though, as they all head up to Conrad's estate. Kevin knows that all of this has probably been orchestrated by Maeve, and he confronts her about it. However, Conrad chirps up and admits he's the responsible party here. He's the one who pulled the trigger. They loaded Vron's car up with Semtex as a plan B, but because Richie disrespected him, Conrad decided to kill her anyway. In fact, he's quite happy to go to war, and is confident they'll have the numbers to win this one out. Kevin is exasperated and reminds his dad that the Mexicans, the ones he wanted to cozy up with, were liaising with Archie, and without him around, they have no way of getting them on their side. This is war, and Conrad makes it clear that they need to be ready to fight. Richie rings through to Conrad, where Eddie and Conrad both chirp up and antagonize him equally. Kevin can only hold his head in his hands as he and Harry realize that all that hard work in protecting the family and preventing a war have gone up in flames. Serafina and Brandon, meanwhile, aren't up at the estate. Instead, they're off, doing their diamond deal in Antwerp. They have a meeting set up with Leonard, the buyer, and both appear to have turned off their phones too. Serafina usually stays at the same hotel, so they at least have some frame of reference. But if Richie finds out first, things could go south very quickly. As for Jan, she speaks to Bella, and the pair discuss the difficulties at being the partners, stuck in the middle of all this while their husbands fight for the Harrigans. Their lives have constantly been upended and disrupted thanks to this drama, and Jan is at the end of her tether. It doesn't help either that Conrad begins to groom Gina outside, telling her that he'll protect her and attempting to get an in with her. Gina is a smart cookie, though, and confronts her mum about this afterwards, telling her they need to leave. The chopper shows up in the midst of this, just as Harry speaks to Bella and tells her to put a halt on the current drama involving Antoine. Bella agrees to think about it just as Harry takes off for Antwerp. Unfortunately, things do go south as Maeve makes a call to Richie and offers him an olive branch for old time's sake. Maeve allows him to kill Serafina, but keep Brendan alive in exchange for intel over where they're currently located. Richie goes for it, but he also decides to ring the Mexicans afterwards, seemingly brokering a deal with them. Harry makes it to Antwerp and gets access to Serafina's room at the hotel. When he tries to ring through to her, Brendan answers the phone first and shuts Harry down, refusing to hand the phone over or back out of this deal. For Brendan, he's willing to jeopardize everything just for a sniff of respect from the family. Serafina senses something is up, not just from the preliminary meeting with Leonard, but also over how jittery her brother is en route to the warehouse. Without him seeing, she shares her location with Harry. This happens to be a warehouse where they go ahead with this diamond deal. Everything seems to be legit, but things soon go awry as the exchange occurs, with gunshots raining down across the building. Armed guards show up and kill most of those in the room. The whole affair is a complete shambles, as Brendan and Serafina are both held at gunpoint. Before any of the men can pull the trigger, we cut to black, so this war has well and truly started, and that spells big trouble for all involved. Conrad, gloating on the phone, shows who he really is, and you can see these layers of despicableness start to show, especially the way he was attempting to groom Gina like that outside. The drama over in Antwerp is worked well into the story, though, and the ending involving both Serafina and Brendan held at gunpoint leads me to believe Richie might keep both of them alive for the sake of bargaining or getting to the real prize, Eddie. Maeve is still pulling the strings, of course, especially the way she rang Richie and is clearly playing both sides. Similarly, though, it's hard not to feel bad for Harry, who's caught right in the middle of this. Who will make it out of this in one piece?